Our Web3 application was literally dying, and we had no idea that our own plugin was the murderer. Look, Zirkles had everything going for it. We'd poured months into building this incredible Web3 blogging platform using a custom plugin that could do almost anything on the DeSo blockchain. Users loved the functionality, but they kept complaining about one thing. The app was painfully slow. But here's the thing. We had no clue that our amazing plugin was secretly loading 1.5 megabytes of bloat on every single page load, whether users needed it or not. I'm Dennis Lewis from ratio.dev, and the story I want to tell you has a lot of relevance for your Bubble application. Because what we discovered next changed everything we thought we knew about Bubble plugin architecture. The solution wasn't to rebuild our plugin or switch platforms. It was to do something that most Bubble developers have never even heard of. And if you're building anything complex in Bubble, this could save your application from the same death spiral that almost killed ours. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we use Bubble's secret app connector architecture to save Zirkles. Going to show you why plugin bloat is probably killing your app's performance right now without you knowing it. And going to share with you the step-by-step blueprint we created that other complex Bubble applications are now using to scale without overhead nightmare. And listen, we've been building enterprise-level Bubble applications for years. And this particular solution, it literally saved our business and became our secret weapon for handling complex Web3 no-code applications that need to scale. Plus, everything I'm sharing today, including the exact app connector setup we used, is documented in our no-code resource center, and you can grab free access using the link in the description below. Let me ask you something. How many plugins do you have installed in your Bubble application right now? Because here's what most Bubble developers don't realize, and this is where we got completely blindsided. Every single plugin you install, no matter how complex, loads its entire definition on every page of your application. So picture this, you're at a restaurant, and instead of bringing you just the meal you ordered, the waiter brings every single item on the menu to your table every time you sit down. That's exactly what Bubble does with plugins. And when a plugin has a lot of API calls and a lot of complicated logic in them, that can really bloat down your application. Our Web3 plugin wasn't just doing its job, it was forcing every page to download 1.5 megabytes of blockchain logic, even on pages that had nothing to do with Web3. We were essentially making our users download a small novel every time they clicked anything. But then I noticed something really weird about Bubble's own plugins. I was pulling my hair out, thinking we'd have to choose between functionality and performance, and that's when I started studying how Bubble's native plugins work versus third-party plugins. Native Bubble plugins don't behave the same way. They don't slow down every page load. And that's when I stumbled across something that most developers have never even heard of, the Bubble app connector. This little known plugin, native plugin built by Bubble, lets you integrate multiple Bubble applications directly without any overhead, without bloating anything. Instead of one bloated app, you can architect a system of connected apps that communicate seamlessly. So here's exactly how we split Zirkles and turned our biggest weakness into a real competitive advantage. We created two applications. Zirkles became our lightning fast front end that users interact with, and we built a dedicated backend server that handles all the complex Web3 operations. The front end doesn't have that heavy plugin anymore. It just sends requests to our backend server through the app connector. The backend processes everything and sends back exactly what's needed. no bloat, no unnecessary downloads. And the result is Zircles went from sluggish to super fast. User complaints disappeared overnight, and we accidentally created a blueprint that lets us build unlimited complex features without ever slowing down the user experience again. So we're still using that plugin in the server application, but because that server application isn't loading user pages, there's no problem. It runs fine. But here's why this isn't just about Web3 or blockchain or any specific type of application. This app connector architecture works for any complex mobile application. AI-powered apps with heavy processing, marketplace applications with complex matching algorithms, or financial apps with sophisticated calculations. Anything that requires heavy lifting. Most people think that Bubble can't handle enterprise-level complexity, and they're wrong. They just don't know about this architecture. With this setup, your users get a fast, responsive interface while your backend handles all the unlimited complexity. And you can scale without the performance trade-offs that kill most no-code applications, because you can scale them separately. So if you realize the backend is slowing down, you can scale that one if you need to. Or if it's the front end, then you can figure out, do I need to move a complexity back into backend workflows on the client application or move them off to the server application? And look, I'm not just talking theory here. We've used this architecture to help clients build everything from AI-powered assessment tools to complex marketplace applications. Some are processing thousands of transactions, and others have massive data sets, and they're all running smooth as butter because they're using this app connector blueprint. Now, everything I've shown you today is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to building scalable Bubble applications. The complete app connector setup, the exact workflow structures we use, performance optimization techniques, and a whole lot more is all waiting for you in our no-code resource center. But here's the thing. Most developers are still building applications the hard way. They're not knowing that these enterprise-level techniques exist. So don't let that be what holds you back. Click the link in the description below. Get free access to our resource center. It's packed with vetted plugins, advanced tutorials, my books. There's so much good stuff in there. And if you want to see how we're using these techniques to build cutting-edge AI-powered applications, grab my book off Amazon. It's called AI No-Code Wizardry. I hope it helps you solve your Bubble performance issues. If you have doubts or you're confused, feel free to reach out to us here at Ratio. We'll be glad to sit down and have a conversation with you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. See you on the next one.